MSI MAG271QPX. This monitor flies faster than your reflexes with its outrageous 360Hz refresh rate and colors popping like a neon parade thanks to its vivid OLED tech. Sure, it might flicker like your grandmother's old lamp if your graphics card hitches, and you might want sunglasses if you stare at all that peak brightness long enough. But if you're after buttery motion and want the QD-OLED experience without pawning your cat, this is a spicy pick. 8 out of 10. AOC Q27G3XMN. Feeling thrifty but still craving real HDR and deep black levels? This mini LED marvel packs brightness like a flash grenade and keeps action smooth at 180 Hz, though it smears faster than your fingerprints on a burger, and the viewing angles are about as generous as a jealous goldfish. The price is sweet, but it is strictly a solo act, so don't expect to share the spectacle with your swivel chair buddies. 7 out of 10. MSI Meg242C QD-OLED. This giant ultra-wide makes games look so jaw-droppingly good, you might start narrating your own life in 60 inches of cinematic bliss, with blacks deeper than your darkest secrets and colors so accurate, they shame real sunsets. It sips more power than expected, and the stand is about as subtle as a wrestler's handshake, but gaming here feels silky and epic, no matter how dramatic you're playing. Burn-in worries? Not today. This monitor is in it for the long haul. 9 out of 10. Samsung Odyssey G50D. This monitor zips along like a caffeinated squirrel, rocking a snappy 1 millisecond response and 180 Hz refresh, so your multiplayer rivals will swear you have superpowers. Unfortunately, the HDR is about as dazzling as a flashlight with low batteries, and those supposedly vibrant colors look more meh in a dark room. Plus, a few unlucky souls have met dead pixels straight out of the box, which is about as fun as finding a pebble in your shoe after a marathon. 6 out of 10. LG 27GL83AB. The LG 27GL83AB grabs your eyeballs with true-to-life color and buttery-smooth motion, making every game look so pretty, even losing feels less tragic. The lack of built-in speakers means you will have to supply your own epic soundtrack, and while that stand wobbles like a nervous chihuahua, the thing runs quieter and faster than most screens in its league. It is a safe bet for both gamers and creators. Just do not expect it to babysit your cables or serenade you with sound. 8 out of 10. Samsung Odyssey OLED G60SD S27DG602S. Get ready for light speed gaming, because this Samsung packs a wild 360 Hz refresh rate and a crispy OLED panel that makes colors explode and blacks sink into oblivion. In a dark room, the image is jaw-dropping, but fire up the lights and those beautiful blacks get a purple tint, kind of like a midnight grape. Delicious and weird. Burn-in risk lurks if you leave one image up all week. So if you multitask with spreadsheets, keep moving or risk a permanent watermark. 9 out of 10. Gigabyte GS27QC. This curved beauty comes in swinging at under $200, aiming to make your wallet laugh with joy and your gaming desk slightly more wobbly. The blacks are almost suspiciously deep and the refresh rate is high. But beware. Motion blur sneaks in like a ninja, and you can almost hear HDR highlights whisper, "Not today." With almost zero extra features and a stand that insists you do things its way, this monitor is strictly for budget ballers who do not mind compromise. 6 out of 10. LG 27GR83QC. The LG serves up zippy 240 Hz action and vibrant color that practically jumps out and hugs your eyeballs. But the mediocre contrast ratio reminds you that being flashy does not always mean being dark and mysterious. It is missing swivel and some extras, but for pure gaming speed and reliable visuals, it delivers exactly what your competitive heart craves, without requiring a decoder ring to set up. If you want something fast and punchy for mixed use, this is a sharp pick that makes your monitor stand proud. 8 out of 10. Dell Alienware AW3425DWM. Alienware deploys an ultra-wide, jaw-dropping QD-OLED panel that makes your favorite games look like their designers paid extra for color and contrast, with deep black so inky they might just absorb stray pixels. The monitor curves gently around you, snappily responding to every flick, though you should hide your static desktop icons before the dreaded OLED burn-in starts a turf war. Elite gaming performance and stunning visuals set this display apart, but for the price, it better beam you directly into the game. 9 out of 10. MSI MPG 341QPX. This monitor is so ultra-wide, it will have you checking your peripheral vision for lurking loot boxes, and the colors blast off with a quantum dot OLED panel that could make a sunset jealous. The refresh rate hits 240 Hz for buttery-smooth gameplay, but beware the glossy finish. Catch your reflection, and you might remember you need to clean your room. With burn-in precautions and all the latest ports, this futuristic beast truly feels ahead of its time. 9 out of 10. MSI G274QPF. This MSI tries to play in the big leagues but feels budget-friendly, rocking quantum dots and a 170 Hz refresh rate that almost keep up with your frantic late-night sessions. You get FreeSync and G-Sync support, so no excuses when you still miss that shot. But the contrast is so low, deep blacks look more like meh grays, and even HDR can feel a little washed out. Good value, solid connection options, but not exactly a light show for the ages. 6 out of 10. AOC Q27G4XN. The AOC Q27G4XN comes swinging with vibrant colors and a snappy response time, offering a pixel party that will charm casual and competitive gamers alike without emptying your wallet. Build quality is tough. The stand is small enough not to attack your mouse, and brightness will keep you gaming through midday sun, but if you care about perfect gamma or screen uniformity, you may want to squint a bit. For the price, it's hard not to smile at what you're getting, even if true HDR is nowhere in sight. 7 out of 10. Alienware AW3425DWM. Alienware's ultrawide is like a cinematic slap to your eyeballs with big, bold colors and a refresh rate that keeps your headshots slick. Sure, it takes its time with brightness. 400 nits means it does not blind you, but it won't rival the sun. And the setup is so smooth a llama could do it. For the price, you get a monitor that is ready for both Netflix and ninjas, but if you want true OLED glory, this is only the supporting actor. 7 out of 10. Asus ROG Strix XG27ACS. This Asus is a surprise hit, giving you fast gaming performance and snappy colors you would not expect from something so budget-friendly, with 180Hz smoothness that is as easy to keep as your favorite hoodie. Variable overdrive means no fiddling, making it a breeze for mainstream gamers. But if you live your life in the shadows, its contrast is about as deep as a kiddie pool. It's fun, flexible, and won't wreck your wallet. Just don't expect it to turn your midnight games into true darkness. 8 out of 10. LG 45GX95EA. LG's monster-size OLED is so wide and vivid, stepping into a game feels like crawling through your screen. 5,120 pixels wide, dual refresh modes, and colors that leap at you faster than a caffeinated squirrel. Switching between 5,216 at 165 Hz and 2,160 at 330 Hz is a fun party trick, though its brightness is not quite blinding, and its price will have your credit card sweating. One desk-shaking curve, jaw-dropping immersion, and all the OLED flex you could hope for, if you can ignore your dwindling bank account. 9 out of 10. Dell Alienware AW3425DWM. This monitor sprints ahead with a zippy 360Hz refresh rate and colors so vibrant they might make your wallpaper jealous, especially thanks to the OLED panel's true blacks and punchy HDR highlights. Built like a spaceship, it's packed with features for serious gamers, though it skips internal speakers and headphones jacks, so bring your own sound blasters if you want noise. If you can stomach the steep price and avoid staring at static images for ages to prevent burn-in, this one's as crisp and smooth as it gets. 8 out of 10. Asus ROG Strix OLED XG27AQ3A. This monitor is here to melt your eyeballs with its buttery 360Hz refresh rate and legendary OLED contrast, giving you deep, juicy blacks and turbocharged motion clarity for Twitch gaming gods. It has all the gamer gear, heaps of ports, KVM switch for multitasking, and fancy lights. But watch out, the black levels like to cosplay as purple in bright rooms. An OLED flicker can sneak up like a ninja during wobbly frame rates. If you want top-tier performance and style in one, this gamer's gem is almost too good, even if your wallet might flinch. 9 out of 10. Asus TUF VG27AQ3A. This monitor hustles solid specs for budget gamers with a 1 millisecond response time, silky 180Hz refresh rate, and color so lively you could host your own rainbow parade. It is comfortable for long gaming sessions with tilt adjustment and eye-friendly blue light filtering, though the lack of height and swivel tweaks means you might be stacking books just to see the action. Cheap enough to leave you money for snacks, but limited ergonomics and only average brightness keep it from joining the lead pack. 6 out of 10. AOC Agon Pro AG276QZ2. This monitor is here to make your desk look like the cockpit of a spaceship, but watch out for a bit of glossy reflection if you play near a window. The speed is real with that zippy response time and 240Hz refresh rate, so your enemies will only see a blur as you obliterate them. Unless you were hit with the old frame-skipping bug, then it's patch time for you. It still delivers punchy contrast, solid motion, and a price tag that won't make your wallet cry, but HDR is more subdued mood lighting than laser show. 7 out of 10. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG34VGCDM. If monitors were sports cars, this one would be a luxury model with a curved screen that practically hugs your face, plus a low input lag, so your reflexes feel like you've stolen the Flash's gloves. There's ultra-bright OLED action and so many features you may spend half your gaming session poking around the menus, but just don't expect the HDR to blind you or the customization to impress your inner fiddler. It's gorgeous, fast, and super wide, but the high price tag is basically telling you, no, you cannot have fries with that. 8 out of 10. MSI MPG 271QRX QD-OLED. This one's ready to launch you into esports orbit with a face-melting 360Hz refresh rate and color accuracy that would even make an Apple designer blush. The $800 price is spicy for an entry-level monitor, but the QD-OLED tech, RGB bling, and enough gaming features to fill your inventory almost justify the splurge. And those quick response times mean your headshots land before your opponent knew they were in the match. If you need a just works monitor that makes every game and every pixel shine, this is your contender, but your bank statement is going to need some emotional support. 9 out of 10. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27AQ3A. This bad boy is the OLED show-off at the party, blasting out vibrant colors and infinite contrast that makes your old monitor look like it's wearing sunglasses indoors. The 240Hz refresh rate and lightning-fast response time will make your aim flicks look so pro, you might wonder where all your misses went. Sure, it costs a small fortune and HDMI ports could be more modern, but when the pixels start popping, you will forgive just about everything. 9 out of 10. Gigabyte AORUS FO27Q3. Ready to flex at 360Hz? This is the QD-OLED sprinter that moves so quickly you almost wish your reflexes did too. The colors are rich and the brightness is nuts. Plus USB-C and KVM switch mean juggling devices is easier than juggling snack wrappers in a gaming marathon. If your wallet survives the price tag and your computer can actually keep up with 360 frames per second, you're golden. Just beware the cable management mess that occasionally attacks. 8 out of 10. LG G27G3XMN. LG's 27-inch beast flashes dazzling blacks that make horror games feel even scarier, and gives a buttery 240Hz ride for your eyeballs. It packs all the VRR goodness, ultra-low input lag, and enough ports for every console, though text clarity is only decent, and those dreaded burn-in warnings are still hovering like an unpaid energy bill. If you want jaw-dropping visuals and are fine living on the edge of OLED anxiety, this one is your ticket. 8 out of 10. LG 34GS95QEB. This monitor is so wide, you will start losing your mouse before you lose any battles, and the curve is so dramatic, you might mistake it for a rainbow at your desk. The OLED delivers colors so crispy and blacks so deep, you'll think you are gaming into a black hole. Although the funky sub-pixel layout makes some text look like you're catwalked on your keyboard. Burn-in risks, minimal USB ports, and text clarity fuzz hold it back, but it is easily one of the most immersive, ultra-wide gaming experiences around. 8 out of 10. Asus ROG PG279QM. Never has a monitor been so fast and so serious about colors. This display handles action smoother than a buttered bowling lane and still pops with vibrance like a bucket of spilled Skittles. The build is sturdy. It supports all the gaming tech acronyms your rig can dream up. But let's be honest, at this price and size, you should either be a professional gamer or developing FOMO about bigger screens. Fantastic for competitive play, less fantastic for your wallet and ambitious gaming setups. 7 out of 10. Asus ROG Swift OLED PG27AQ3A. Hold on to your eyeballs because this monitor rockets to a wild 480Hz at 1440p. You may actually see into the future after each flick shot. And none of those boring motion blur ghosts will haunt you. The OLED panel serves up dazzling colors and contrast so fierce, it makes your old LED screen look like washed laundry. Plus, it's stacked with next-level gaming features and gorgeous build. At this point, the only limit is your GPU and your self-control, because at this speed, every loss is definitely your fault. 10 out of 10. Asus ROG Strix OLED X277AQ3A. Ready to make your eyeballs do a victory dance? This monitor brings buttery smooth motion with a 240Hz refresh rate and near-instant response time. Gameplay feels so fast, you may consider a career in esports just to justify it. Its colors are punchy, blacks are deep even in bright rooms, and the pictures stay crisp, though it does not quite dazzle as vividly as its pricier sibling. Plus, no HDMI 2.1 for next-gen console fanatics, so you might want to stick to a monster graphics card. If you crave slick speed and rich contrast without needing the absolute fastest panel, it will make your desk look top tier. But if you want all the best bells and whistles, there are flashier options lurking out there. 7 out of 10.